there's a particular dimension to this when you are younger in the wider context of how, we know now that younger generations are probably not going to be as better off as their parents were. And I think that's an element of what seems a bit like unfairness here. For me, there's something a bit more immediate, which is the reason why we have always extended pension age out is because of the idea that as life expectancy goes up, it's appropriate that as people live longer and hopefully healthier lives, then maybe you should be retiring a bit later, right? But one of the key problems here is that life expectancy increase has not manifested, right? So we're not living the longer lives that maybe we anticipated when we were forecasting pushing up the pension age as time went on. They're not necessarily healthier lives as well. We know the problems a lot with the problems with health, public health in this country now. And also the work that people may be doing as they head out beyond the current pension age might not pay because we're in a situation where pay has stagnated for such a long time in this country. So on one side, I say, yes, I can see in any society where life expectancy is going up and people are living healthier lives and work pays well, it's appropriate to do this. But then we as citizens would say, yeah, fair enough, government, I can see that things are improving, your policies are partly to do with that, it's proportionate to raise the pension age. But that sort of social contract, as some people put it, is starting to break down slightly. So
I'll come to Laura in a minute, but I want to ask you why you're here, Laurie. Are we living better lives? I looked at the pictures of, the form of the King's death and around the funeral, the time of the funeral, compared those pictures with today. First of all, what stuck out to me is that people used to dress smart and we don't see more all scruffy. But secondly, people are so obese now. Nobody was fat in the old photographs of the King's funeral. It was amazing. Are we living life too good?
I think that things like obesity and other long-term health problems like that the reasons for those are complex. It's very easy sometimes to think that...
Answer.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's very easy to sometimes to see pictures like that and say, well, look at this, everyone's, having a quality of living is so high now that we're all eating ourselves to death or so on. But that's not the case. The availability of good quality food, the availability of exercise and other things.
More available than it's ever been. Exercise is cheap and free.
Totally.
People can cook good food.
But what's your insinuation there? That we've now got it so good that we must therefore suffer more, or that we should be more austere, or so on?
That is my opinion. Yes, but we have it too good. Laura, I'm going to put it to you. Should we actually have public pensions?
Oh, my goodness. That's not what I thought I was going to be answering. I'm not sure.
Answer the question you thought you were going to be answering.
OK.
That's what politicians do.
Well, OK, let me bring my pre-prepared answer. I didn't have one. I mean, in principle, I don't disagree with the idea of raising the pension age. The problem is, like Laurie said, that actually life expectancies aren't continuing to increase. In fact, they've gone down since the pandemic. But more than that, the number of years people spend in ill health has increased. Now, in this country, the average age that men move into ill health, and women, is their early 60s. So if you're not working, if you're not able to work, you're going to be on some kind of benefits anyway, disability or other benefits, because you're not going to be able to work. I think it is right that the triple lock was preserved for now, because, I mean, I know pensioners who can't afford to heat their homes. Yeah. You cannot live on a state pension. I don't expect to live on my state pension. I've been paying into a private pension where I can afford not very much since my 20s, and I don't expect to have any pension by the time I retire. What I think is quite unfair right now is that people have only got 10 years to get their house in order. Yeah. And I think that's a really tough position to put people in. On the other hand, they had most of 2020 off in their gardens, so they've had part of their pension off already.
I'm with you.
But, we're paying for a cost of lockdown crisis. Yeah. It's going to save the Treasury about £10 billion. Great, but we lost about a third of that on furlough fraud. Yep. Test and trace, which was basically just chucked into the wind, was £37 billion. This government doesn't keep any of its promises, and it's wasting our tax pounds anyway. It's all our money. And so I just don't have any confidence that the savings that they make will be put to the right use. We're paying for totally failed policies. And actually, that's kind of a deep seam of anger for me, that while I might agree in principle with the idea of raising the pension age, it's not a silver bullet, because people aren't living longer and they're in poor health for a variety of complicated reasons, and I don't like what this government does with our money.